Remember, if you jump off, don't hesitate to jump back on. We got India, we got Remy, Kayla, Jada, Danielle, Amber, and myself. All right. All right, you guys. We are going to jump into Maleta SEMA in a moment as we prepare to close out this course, this particular chapter. But last night we talked about LED. And I want to make sure you guys can see the screen. LED light therapy. And I hope you guys got an opportunity who were there last night to experience it. And it can really benefit you in the treatment room, okay? And so LED, light emitting diode, that's what that stands for. And we borrowed it from NASA. NASA created this in the 90s, and they were promoting wound healing. And so even now, yes, it's the healing of the skin, tissues, cells, even of that nature. And dermatologists and estheticians, we took it, well, we borrowed it. And so the same healing that it did for the astronauts, it can do for our skin even now. So this is rather new technology, but it's been around for over 30 years, all right? And every time that we pick up something with LED pertaining to electrode light therapy, we are increasing our pocketbooks, okay? So I want you all, yes, you're healing of the skin. You're more effective. Your products are more effective with this particular technology. And we go from eczema to hair loss to mild to moderate acne, psoriasis, actinic keratosis, and pretty much just those rough scaling precancerous spots on the skin, even looking at sun damage, wound healing, wrinkles. I mean, you think about it, anything related to the skin, the LED lights can actually help. And what I want to ask is, before we get started, we talked about last night some of the lights. For the ones that were there, I know India was there last night, Remy was there, and Jada and Dynasty. I don't know if she's on. But could you guys unmute? There were several colors. Give me one color that you guys remember from last night about
Platinum.
Blue kills bacteria.
You said blue kills bacteria. That's good. That's good. Blue and for bacteria.
Red.
That's what I was just gonna say.
To minimize wrinkles.
Yes.
It's the strongest one other than the silver.
Mm-hmm. And that's silver platinum.
Silver platinum. Uh-huh.
Okay. What else, Remy?
I was going to say red too.
Okay. That red.
I think that was just I think that was just the main one that I always remember, just because it's so popular.
Mm-hmm. And for you having your clients that have like hyperpigmentation, dark spots, things of that nature, you are very between the green and the yellow. For me,
texture.
Yes, for the texture, improving the texture of the skin. You know, sometimes we use topical products, but you really want to work progressively. You want those products to really go and do what it's supposed to do. And so a lot of times we use our facial devices to take us there. Okay. So our facials upgrade from signature, just manual facials, spot components, to now deluxe signature facials, because now you're customizing the facials based on what the client has going on. So this morning we were talking about how do we teach, and I found that I am a solutionist in life and in the classroom. Whatever the problems are, I like to build protocols around those problems, and I want to discover those problems. So if my students ever discover them, run into them later in life, hey, we did this before. I know what works. I know how to fix it. So that's what I like to consider myself. And when I look at LED, I consider it being a solutionist. So there's many different colors. We have the cover and the handheld at the school. What would be some reasons that you would purchase the handheld? Somebody give me a benefit to say, hey, I would purchase the handheld and why.
If you were doing traveling services.
Yes, if you were doing traveling services, you can still get that same effect if they were there set up in your suite. Okay.
And handheld you can use in smaller areas, intimate area, underarm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too, we didn't even get to talk about that last night. I'm glad you said smaller intimate areas and underarm, because don't you know you have something considered as, vitamin C is considered a skin brightener. Kojic acid is considered a skin lightener. I want to make sure everybody always know the difference between brighteners and lighteners, okay? And so most of the time when we're doing brightening services, and that's something you can add to your menu too, intimate areas. So if you're going to be waxing, you may want to add intimate brightening. So that means those intimate areas that are darker or have dark spots, you would do services that will brighten those areas, make the skin look better. And so you'll say, so Ms. Cox, are you telling me, yes, a part of any vajacial services that you're doing, most of the time you will incorporate a LED light. All right. And so you think about someone's body and where the dark areas are on their body, those could be a la carte services that you add to your menu, such as inner thighs, buttocks, underarms, wherever there's dark areas. Estheticians, not so much in the South, but definitely from East to West Coast. I had my training in Las Vegas, and it was the intimate bleaching, anal bleaching, and awesome training. But it is a service that they have on the menu all the time. It's nothing that is foreign. But if you put it on the menu down here, it's like I don't know. You don't really have people that get that. And so most of the time in the training that I had, it said most of the people that were in entertainment or who just had their own preference of what they liked. And that was the client base. And we use the LED, the handheld LED ones, to support the brightening in those areas. And so when we use the LED one in the intimate areas, you wrap it in saran wrap. Okay. It has to be clear, but you wrap it in saran wrap because you don't want to touch an intimate area with that tool and then turn around and say, hey, I got to use it on my other client's face. All right. And also, when we did the anal bleaching, we would do first the waxing. The waxing was the cleansing component of it. And then from the waxing, it would be you applying the brightener, which was something that would help break up melanin. So you apply the lightener or the brightener, and then you would put your saran wrapped cordless LED one. You would put it on the light, and then you would let that light penetrate around that area. And you would need sessions of that over a period of time, okay, in order for you to really see that area has lightened up. When I think about it now and I think about the components, I wouldn't use nothing but from red to silver. Red to silver, platinum, that's the only thing I could use because I know it's going to drive product the lowest. Okay, it's going to drive it down. Melanin is going to sit in the bottom of those skin layers. So I got 5 layers I need to go down to get this product to break up this melanin, these dark spots. Okay, and if I'm playing around with cayenne, green, yellow, okay, it's just gonna feel soft. Okay, but I'm not gonna see a breakup of melanin. I'm going to have to drive that product with red, white or silver light, and that platinum light in order for it to get down deep into that 5th layer of skin. Okay, so once the product gets down there, then it starts to disperse and do what it's supposed to do. That knowledge comes from educated estheticians. Okay, that knowledge comes from individuals who study, and pretty much you have an understanding of product and science when it comes to aesthetics, and also tools and what they do. So I absolutely love the LED lights, and you can guarantee something further than topical skin brightening if you just use the LED one along with it. You're gonna go deeper. You're gonna get better results. Okay, and so I absolutely love it. And mainly the 2 that you guys discussed are the most popular. Blue, it affects the uppermost layers of the skin. It's going to help kill the bacteria. It's going to help, in some cases, it will minimize pores. And we want to minimize the pore because what happens when the pore is minimized, the oil doesn't have a place to sit up in. Okay, and oil is a component of acne. It's a bad component of acne. It'll breed bacteria. Okay. Yellow can penetrate deeper. And when you think about yellow and orange, I'm thinking about when you mix them together, you get red. All right. And so those yellow and green are going to be great for complexion. You want to improve the texture of someone's skin. Someone is saying, oh, my skin is just rough, it's just tough, it's just, it's just not doing what it's supposed to be doing. You say, I got you. And so definitely that person could get a great cleansing. You could do your choice of exfoliation or mask. And then okay. Somebody just dropped out. Let me see. I'm gonna let them back in. Hold on one moment. Thank you. Y'all sure have to call me and let me know y'all need to jump back in. Okay. So we talking about improving the texture of somebody's skin. Anybody who is just talking, oh, my skin is just rough, or hey, I work in a warehouse, I work with boxes, my skin is dry. I'm definitely gonna pull up and use the yellow, blue to make sure to kill bacteria, and I'm gonna go in with the yellow to make sure I'm improving the texture of the skin. There are LED face masks that you can order that will do rotations. You can do like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes this color, and then 10 minutes another color. All right. So based on what the client needs, that's exactly what you would do. Here it says, just for those individuals that weren't there yesterday, when you hear us talking about red LED, blue LED, red LED light therapy. Okay. Reduce inflammation and stimulate the production of collagen and a protein responsible for younger looking skin that diminishes with age. Here's the thing. We're talking about anti-wrinkle. Okay. And so if it stimulates the production of collagen, you have more people, you're building the fiber underneath the skin. All right. So you're reducing the sagginess of the skin, which reduces age and also reduces wrinkles. All right. So we want, as you get older, you want things to rebuild the collagen. I want something to support my elastin, elastin. Elastin is elasticity. Is think about a rubber band. Over a period of time, as you age, the collagen and the elastin diminishes. All right. So when you're born, you have those fatty cheeks, fatty cheeks. Over a period of time, that fat diminishes, the collagen, elastin diminishes, and you start to see age. All right. And so red light says, no, we're going to stimulate collagen. We're going to tighten the elastin. And so when you tighten and stimulate and you rebuild these two things underneath, that means you're going to reduce wrinkles, reduce sagging. The tighter the skin, yes, the younger your client looks. All right. The tighter the skin, the younger your client looks. You're going to find individuals who are obsessed with their skin looking young. That really is an area that I will a clientele I would focus on. I know you guys can focus on a lot, and you got the things that you're into, waxing, lashes, basic facials. I'm doing everybody, but there's a market I would love for you guys to hone in on, and that is that 35 or 40 and up market. And if you can preserve what naturally is happening to their skin, but you start to preserve it, especially in the 20s and 30s, the facials that you're getting are pure maintenance. Your skin is going to thank you 10 years later. What you're doing now, you're preparing your skin for 10 years down the line. Okay, think about someone who hasn't even started. They're 10 years behind. All right. And so what you're doing now to your clients, hey, you're just preparing yourself. As aging naturally occurs, what you're doing, you can slow the effects of the outer look of it on the face, on the body. Add exercise, add wellness. Now people are saying, I don't remember how old that person is. Okay, so you divide some elements. Yes, they are aging. Yes, you are growing a little older, but you are preserving those things. And a lot of money can be made in the preserving of skin and hair as a person ages. And so we call that our mature crowd. I don't know what you want to call it. If you look at the Glow by scale, it's going to be type 3 and up. If you're going to look at Fitzpatrick scale, we got Fitzpatrick from 1 to 6. Everybody, no matter what the race or undertone is, everybody ages. All right. And so, because we know everybody ages, and a client comes in and says, hey, I want you to do a service on them, you need to know, for the mother, I'm going to do this because she's within this age bracket. And because of the daughter, you need this because you're not at that place now to need this for your skin. And then we look at blue, who can be used by anybody. It may destroy acne causing bacteria. Before we move on to getting these chemical pills and all this stuff, let's first take care of the problem. Let's do some maintenance on the skin. Let's kill the bacteria. Let's minimize the breakout as much as possible before we move on to advanced treatments. Okay. And so, yes, you can do a combination of lights and just different things. When it comes to that LED light, if you're going to specialize in acne, the light is going to be a part of all your routines. It may not be an option for clients to choose what they want. I actually will tell you to ask them in the consultation, like what do they don't like about their skin, and then a part of your treatment, you can include whether you're going to use LED or not. Okay, and so it's going to be very effective against acne cysts, blackheads, and whiteheads. Here's another word for blackheads and whiteheads. Okay, This is why we call them blackheads. It is simply oil, sweat, and dirt buildup inside of the pore. It's only black because it's been there longer. The oxygen in the air gathers to your skin, and the oxygen mixes with the oil, sweat, and dirt, or the oxygen mixes with what we call acid mantle. When you mix oil and sweat together, that's called acid mantle. A percentage of that is really good for the skin, all right? But when you don't wash your face every day, it becomes a barrier of bacteria. So blackheads is a mixture of oil, sweat, and dirt that has found a place to get comfortable, and it sits over in the pore. Okay. The more oil and sweat and dirt that's produced, it just sits there, and sometimes it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's only black because it's been there a while and it has mixed with the oxygen in the air. The whiteheads, okay, still a mixture of oil, sweat, and dirt. It's definitely, you can see that it's white, but it has not been there long, okay? So they are easier to remove. First thing we gotta do is kill the bacteria, okay? So we cleanse and kill the bacteria. A lot of times I will use LED and high frequency after the removal of whiteheads and blackheads because I want to shrink the pore, okay? And my attempt to shrink the pore is going to work best in the next 7 days because that pore is going to dry out and it's not going to be able, dirt and stuff can't sit over in it. So I'm going to minimize that pore. Another word for blackheads, whitehead is called comedone. So when you see the word COME, DOME, comedone, that's simply blackhead, whitehead. Okay. There's 2 types of comedones. Closed, which means your pimple is in burst. And then there's open, which means you can see that it's, from looking at it, it's black. You can see from looking at it that it's white in the inside of it. All right. And all of that is some really good stuff. I just wanted to go in and do a recap of that. And then also they have it where you can take home. So you can actually retail your LED fixtures that you use. You don't have to sell the client the exact one, but you can, if you know they travel in, you can have one that they will take with them and choose one that's affordable to you. And so you're able to retail it, which means you will add at least 60% to 100% upcharge on that tool. All right. And so if you're working on someone's neck and you're trying to decrease the wrinkles, decrease the aging around the mouth or the eyes, I would purchase one and try to find it wholesale and then get it duplicated and retail it to my client at an affordable price, a luxury price. And they would have a routine or a protocol to use every day with the product that they're going to purchase, and they use their light. And you'll find it pretty much when they come back, while they're working at home and you're doing what you have to do, their skin starts to improve. All right. And so I wanted to share that. Any questions or any more takeaways about the LED? I'm really glad we got a chance to discuss it. Any more takeaways? Okay, I'm gonna jump right into our SEMA. Let's see what we got going on for our second part. So yeah, it's about 6:30. So we're gonna do a little bit jump in here, and then I'm gonna jump in a little bit on lashes. Let me do a roll call real quick. Kayla, are you there for my lash class, Kayla?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Hey Kayla, what you been working on since you've been out?
I do lashes every day.
I'd be so tired. I do lessons every day, seem like no
Okay,
days
okay.
off.
You been going over some of your study guides?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any particular areas you need some assistance on?
No,
Anything?
I'm just really worried about the doing my theory. I think that's what it is.
Don't. You're overthinking it, huh?
Yeah, very much because I know how I do
Yeah. I need you to
at
just do it, okay?
at
You got
work.
this. I know, I
Okay.
know. I'm gonna go over a few things short in a moment, okay? But I just wanted
Okay.
to see where you were. So we gotta get you, we just gotta take it. And
Okay.
it's okay, you're gonna do it. Sometimes you worry for nothing. It's 49 questions, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just worried about that part.
No, you get 49 questions, um, and you'll be over on the other side. Ain't that something? All of your hard work pays off. So let's get
Yes,
that done
ma'am.
for a great Thanksgiving gift or a great Christmas gift, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be with something, some last review in one moment. Just hold tight for me, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. So we noticed that making purchases, sometimes we're very excited when we learn something. And last night, we definitely talked about where we get our purchases from. Remember, we talked about eBay, Amazon, and just mainly going to some trade shows. And you guys, when you guys go to trade shows, you're able to also kind of bargain with them a little bit because no one wants to take it back home. That's what you have to think about. They pay for all that shipping, and it costs to get the stuff on the floor for you to see it. Sometimes it costs thousands of dollars for them to take it off the Yeah, sometimes it costs thousands of dollars for them to bring it up to the dock and take it from the truck onto the floor. They don't want to pay more money to ship it, to put it back on the dock and then ship it back to their corporate office. And so a lot of times, um, if you know something's going to go fast or you're coming just for something, yeah, you might get it on the first day. But I'll talk to them and see what are the options, what kind of deals do they have to get rid of it. Most of the time on the last day, you can see stuff going out the window, out the door, because they don't want to take it back. Okay. So definitely think about the items you need, what you're going to do. Do you need to buy everything together? What actually are you going to do? Are you going to be a spot component, or are you going to work by yourself, or are you going to work with a team? And it will be really cool. Maybe two of you guys just got a suite and did a spa, or there's so many different options. Okay, and also there are still some spas here in Memphis that are commissioned. And that's one, what I would always recommend is starting in commission based and then moving into something more individualized. Commission based teaches um, teamwork. It gives you an opportunity to examine machines and learn how to make them, not make them, learn how to work them, and also gives you education on advanced education on the machines and techniques and things. So just look at summary and review. As we close out this chapter, advances have generated many machines and devices to obtain the best results possible in skincare treatments. Y'all, and we don't have to wait for results. We really don't, because there's a machine that can do everything. Okay. Continue education on new tools. So as tools are brought out, um, learn about them, see what's relevant. How does it make your job more effective? And then I was going to say too, if you need something, and I had a friend, I may see if he can come on next week. His name is Gib. I call him Gib. And Gib is in Mississippi, but he's an inventor, and he's a barber educator, school owner. But there was nothing on the market for this particular tool. So Gib spent money and had a promo of this tool made, and it was a razor for the barbers for the line, but it also had like a paintbrush on the other side. So the barbers could paint the color on the lines, but it also the razor did the razor line as well. They flipped it, so it was a very convenient tool. And he had that tool patent. He owns the promo type of it, and he has all the drawings and everything. And so he went through a lot to make that happen. And if you need something or you're working and you're like, man, I wish I had something that did this, maybe we don't have it because you hadn't invented it yet. And so I don't want you guys to say, hey, the only thing I can do is, do what I was taught. You may want to do something. You gotta sometimes if it's not haven't been made, go make it. Go make it. I know so many people that own so many trademarks on stuff and so many patents on stuff. And I'm like, y'all are rock stars. You didn't wait around on anybody. You went and got it. Let's look at this summary here. It says paramount to follow safety and cleaning procedures and to understand contraindications. If you want to learn anything tonight, you need to take this last note. And let me enlarge it a little bit. Follow safety and cleaning procedures. Okay? A lot of times we're so excited about doing the service. We're so excited about handling and learning about a new tool, but we need to learn the safety of it. So you'll say, Ms. Cox, I need to learn electricity at least a little bit because we're dealing with electrotherapy. And let me tell you something. Aesthetics is not going to go down from here. It's going to go up. So you're going to be next talking about advanced treatments. And that's acid pills, that's chemical pills. Okay? So the chemical components of those, we don't play with that. And so it's time to get a seriousness when it comes to your tools because you can cause somebody to go into cardiac arrest. You can cause somebody to be shocked. And we talked last night about the contraindications, individuals who have seizures and autism or sensitivity to light. We have to be very careful and mindful. Everybody is not going to be our client when we use this electrotherapy in our treatment rooms. When we use light therapy in our treatment rooms, everybody's not going to be our client. Know who and when you can use that tool. Who, where, how you can use that tool. Okay? Answer all the questions for yourself and the cleaning procedures. Okay? We have to get our cleaning down packed because if we go to State Board, and State Board is going to be over 50% aesthetics, it may be 75% aesthetics, it is sanitation. And we get to State Board and don't know how to clean up them people's stuff. It's going to be a problem. And you could fail your exam because you don't know how to clean up. Okay? So let's make sure as we learn about the tool, we also learn about the cleaning and safety components of them as well. When to use it and when not to use it. And we have to understand contraindications. Contraindications are simply this. In what instance the client cannot get the service. All right? I always want to know before you use any tool, give me at least 10 contraindications that a client could not get the service. If you can't answer that for yourself, you're probably not ready to use the tool. Okay? You're probably not ready to use the tool. Yes, when people are licensed, they do what they want. But yes, when they're licensed, they're held more liable also. Okay? And they could be sued for anything, everything. All right? So you got to be very, very careful about what you do. And when you're licensed, you are considered the expert at this time. If you are exchanging money, you are considered the expert. And someone paid you for a service, that they expected you to do all the homework on. All right. So after it happens, and you shouldn't be asking them about different things, you're the expert. So we're gonna make sure we get that continuing education in. We'll make sure we learn about the safety of those tools, and we learn about the contraindications of those tools as well. All right. So let me go. Let me go here. Any questions? Any questions? Hold on one moment. All right. It's 6:41. Let's see if we got anything else we need to review. So Thursday night, well, tomorrow, let's review these flashcards and our terms. And we're going to review study guide in the classroom tomorrow. Y'all mighty quiet. How did work go today for you guys?
Bad.
Who said bad?
Kidding. Today was a good day.
How can we make it better for you?
Today was a good day.
A good day. It's an amazing day. I did some coughing, y'all, but not a lot. So I'm coming around. It's going to be a great evening for you guys, too. Let's look at these flashcards. See how much you know your terminology. Ooh, we got 14 flashcards. So what I want to do, you can take your yourself off of mute. I want you to give me a summary of these terms in your own words.
Okay, I say electrotherapy, like I'm gonna just take a little I'm guessing it's like you using like the light machine. No, I'll come back. Let me think.
You're using electricity for a therapeutic service.
There you go. Come on, break it down. Jada. Who was that after Jada?
That was Danielle. Me.
Okay, awesome, Danielle. Jada, hey, you were there. You were there. Keep it going, okay? But good job, Jada and Danielle. Here's the thing. If you know your terms, guys, you can understand the questions on State Board. Hint, hint, Kayla. We're going to review your terms. If you know your terms, you can understand the questions on State Board. And guess what? I don't want you to understand them word for word like in the book. I want you to really understand them how you receive it. Because when you see it on a test, something has to click, you know? And so I don't want you to be thinking, oh, how does it exactly go in the book? And it may be something totally different. So yes, electrotherapy. Let's turn it around. The use of electrical devices to treat the skin and provide therapeutic benefits. Go on, girl. Rotary brush. Somebody tell me what the rotary brush do.
The spin facial brush.
Definitely say that. Spin on your face.
It spins. Can we use it wet or dry?
Both. One. Both? I mean wet. Oh, both. Okay.
Do you think it'll give me a deep cleaning or a regular cleaning?
A deep cleaning.
Deep cleaning.
Good job, good job, good job.
And also it excels in exfoliation.
Mm. And rotary brush, does it have attachments? Could I switch it up if I want to?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see what we got. Machine used to lightly exfoliate and stimulate the skin. Also helps soften excess oil, dirt, and cell buildup. In essence, yes, it does do a deep cleaning. Good job. The vacuum machine. What y'all remember about the vacuum machine? Just anything you can remember, call it out.
Is the vacuum machine like the micro, what we do for like microdermabrasion?
Oh, the vacuum machine is that machine that like, hold on.
Yeah, the vacuum machine is what's like used for microdermabrasion.
Yeah, it suck up all the dirt.
Yeah, and excess oils and stuff.
It's, oh,
Is she on here?
it disappeared.
Oh,
I think Miss D is off.
oh okay.
Class dismissed, ladies. Have a good day.
Jada.
Y'all was playing.
Jada, you play too much.
Y'all folks finna click off. Turn your camera on.
Shut your camera off, please. Play so good.
She do.
How you doing today?
Awesome, awesome.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Love to see you today.
Awesome, awesome. Hey guys, I am back.
Stuck up all
Hold on one moment. I'm back. I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay, can everybody see now? I'm sorry, my device died. All right, so I'm back. When we see the word volume, a vacuum, we need to associate that with suction. All right. So when we see the word vacuum machine, we need to associate that with suction and a component of that dermabrasion machine. All right. Disincrustation. Can somebody tell me everything you remember about us talking about disincrustation?
Disincrustation is another form of chemical peel.
And it was associated with what machine? You remember what machine they did the disincrustation with? Starts with a G.
Galvanization.
Galvanic, yes. The
Galvanic.
And a disincrustation was something that was widespread that estheticians did years and years and years and years ago. But because of technology, now we have something in a jar, chemical peel, different acids and different enzymes and things like that to give us the same results of disincrustation. Now, anybody remember how to make a disincrustation solution?
Baking soda and water.
Yes, and baking soda is alkaline. Y'all know you can put. Let's play a game. Can we name 5 things that baking soda is used for? Number 1, we know it's used for disincrustation. What else?
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste. Okay.
Deodorized.
Yep. Sometimes baking soda is like my niece. I thought that was gonna be her first deodorant, but we got to go to the real deodorant now. So
yeah, you can use to wash your clothes, whiten, brighten.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got whitened clothes, deodorizer. We put it in the refrigerator, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can clean with it. Well, I guess we already basically said that.
Yeah, you clean with it. Toothpaste. You clean your face with it, and so baking soda.
And if you want to go back to when we was little, we made volcanoes out of it.
We sure did.
We made clay out of it too.
You made what?
We made clay out of it.
You sure did. Okay. And so, man, baking soda got a whole lot of uses, and it is. Oh, remember? Do y'all ever use it for mouthwash? Anybody ever use it for mouthwash? Baking soda and water for mouthwash. When you had a tooth, one of the old folks' remedies. Mix this together, gargle that, spit that out, all that. But it is found on the alkaline side. All right. And we put that stuff in our mouth, y'all. And it's on the same side as relaxers and lye and bleach and all that good stuff, like household bleach. And so we never know until we just really get in there. But it is closer to water. So it is and even though it's on the same alkaline side as household bleach, it is 1 trillion times less harmful than household bleach. Okay, so it's still alkaline, but it's not as harmful as the other stuff on down the line. So but it is a cousin to ammonia. It's a cousin to the bleach. It's a cousin to the relaxer. It's a cousin to your hair color, permanent hair color. It's a cousin to all of that when you come down, but it is closer to water, which is a universal solvent. You add water to anything, it's gonna break the strength of it down. When it comes to your acid pills, I can't wait till we get on that chapter. Your acid pills, chemical pills, enzymes are gonna be on your acid side. It's gonna be right there with Coca-Cola. right there. And so that when you look on your peels and you see 1.0, 1.5, 3.0, we're going to learn real soon what those numbers mean and the strength between a 1.0 and a 3.0. It's a huge, huge difference. And we need to know that before we put that on someone's skin. It's always good. Let's look at let me go to disincrustation. It's a process used to soften and emulsify sebum and comedones, blackheads, in the follicles. And so how do we break this down? So if you see this word again, what does it mean? Yes, we know that baking soda and water is associated with it. Yes, we know galvanic machine is associated with it, but it is a process to soften oil, sweat, and dirt, or the stuff that's packed in your pores. It softens that. It really does. It softens that and it liquefies it and pushes it up so it easily can come up to the surface of the skin. That's what it's a cold thing. It has a great job to do. And a lot of times when you can't get what you need to do with the new school, go back to the old school. Iontophoresis. Anybody remember anything about iontophoresis besides a big word? It is associated with disincrustation. I hear the crickets on the other side. It's also associated with the process of disincrustation. All right. So let's turn. It's the process of infusing water-soluble products into the skin with the use of electric current. So what you're trying to do, iontophoresis, you're trying to push something into the skin that easily mixes with water. Okay? And you're going to use that electro current to do that. And so now I'm trying to get the good stuff into the skin. All right. So yeah, we said the the light can push it into the skin, but the galvanic machine can literally open up or dilate that pore, and you could take your product, put it on top, run your machine across that pore, and it'll push it into where it needs to go. So this is another process that really will get stuff where it needs to go faster. Iontophoresis. Ions. Anybody remember the term ions? Let's look at it. Atoms or molecules that carry an electrical charge. Atoms or molecules that carry an electrical charge. When you're in beauty, you're gonna see products that say they have ions. Okay, from flat irons down to shampoos and conditioners. All right. So a lot of times they say they have static. They maintain static. They smoothers. They get rid of flyaways. Okay. So that's when you see that. Saponification. Anybody remember this word? Anything related to this word? Saponification. Anything related to this word? Okay. I want you to remember soap process. The making of lye soap. Okay. It's a soap process. And then the word lye soap. Let's turn. Chemical reaction during disincrustation where the current transforms the sebum to soap. All right. So we're talking about the galvanic machine. We're in the disincrustation process. And now, since we know disincrustation process starts to soften and emulsify all that oil, sweat, and dirt, now it's being transformed from oil, sweat, and dirt into soap. That's lye. Okay? And the soap acts as a detergent to clean the skin. Have you ever seen the dirty used to make clean? And that's amazing. That's what you really have to think of. It's the galvanic machine. We need to put this on a trophy or something because this is a bad machine. You have the disincrustation process. We know that softens and starts to emulsify or melt down that's in the pores. Now that that has been softened, now we turn that into, guess what? Soap. And the soap acts as a detergent to cleanse the skin. All right? Y'all understand that? Or do I need to break it down a little bit more? I'm trying to use less words as possible. Hello?
Go over it one more time, Miss D.
It's all good, y'all. Look, anytime y'all don't understand something or it's too many words or I'm talking too much, just say something. Okay, so we talked earlier about the disincrustation process. Everybody understand the disincrustation process? We mix the baking soda and water, we put it over the skin, and
Okay, this probably off topic, but is Miss D in here, y'all?
Is who in here, Jada?
Miss D.
No.
Okay, y'all know these TikTok, it be like, in the club, we all fam.
Yes.
In the club, we all fam. What? In the club, we're all fam. Are you racist? Okay, I just had to let that out. I just had to let that out.
So retarded.
TikTok. In the club, we all fam.
You just gonna keep on saying it.
It's like, where's Miss D? I think she recording this too. This say YouTube in the so let me be quiet. Let me mute my shit.
Look how good I look with my red hair.
People can hear you online.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Be quiet.
I'm like, give me a break. Thanks, guys, for holding on. I'm going to teach this class. All right, so I was explaining the process of saponification. So we have the disincrustation process. Once it liquefies and softens the sebum, so once it liquefies and softens whatever's in the pore, then when you switch the knob, turn it over to the other side, the process of saponification begins by taking that softened sebum and it turns it into lye. It turns it into soap. And that soap acts as a detergent, a strong detergent to clean up the oil, sweat, dirt, bacteria, just cleanses house. It cleans that pore all the way out. And so what happens after that process, you will start to see clients with breakouts. And this is why they would say, don't do this right before your wedding, a prom, or a big day, because after this process, you're going to see the stuff that was supposed to come up. It's going to all probably come up at once. So yeah, the client is going to feel, you have to warn them, it's going to feel some type of way for the first week or two, because they're going to be like, what is going on with my skin? But it's an expected breakout. Once all of that old dirty stuff comes up, you're going to have beautiful skin. All right. And so this process took weeks. This is why the technology of the chemical peels have now come into play, because you don't have to go through all of that to get that new skin. It's just a process for maybe a week or two instead of weeks down the line, constantly having these breakouts. But that's the process of saponification. It's really right behind disincrustation. Once disincrustation does its job, then the soap, saponification is the soap process, comes up, and it turns into a detergent and starts to clear the pore, clear the skin out. And so that was also kind of harsh on skin as well, because it was a high alkaline. Ionization, I don't think we discussed that, but this is a good one for us. Moving back into the science, the separation of an atom or molecule into positive or negative ions. The galvanic machine does this because it switches from over to negative. So you're gonna go through ionization just with a switch of a button, okay? Anaphoresis, so it's also associated with the galvanic machine. And so let's turn. It's the process of infusing an alkaline negative product into the tissues from the negative pole toward the negative pole. So which means you've turned the machine to positive, to negative. And so it goes from alkaline and switches over. So it says the process of infusing an alkaline product. And so we're talking about infusing alkaline products. That's going to be from everything on the right hand of water. So that's going to be from baking soda all the way down. You're talking about some harsher ingredients on the skin, okay? And so it infusing an alkaline negative product into the tissues from the negative pole towards the positive pole. So it may be a product that they do now. ProCell has this amazing microneedling training that they offer, okay? And so in order for you to do a lot of things, first they do the needles, and then they would infuse, cut the machine on. Once it runs about 10 minutes over the skin, then we'll flip it and run it back on a positive, all right? And so that comes a little bit with advanced aesthetics. So once you start to understand the galvanic machine, And then you'll understand disincrustation. From disincrustation, start to understand just the process of cleaning the skin from that machine. It'll be a good or better understanding for you. Catophoresis, it all falls into with the same dealings of the galvanic machine. So we were just using negative. Now we're using the positive side. Process of forcing an acidic product into deeper tissues using galvanic current. And it tightens and calms the skin. So it also tightens and calms the skin. So we will take this pod, put it on the positive, and if I was trying to get hyaluronic acid, which is on the acid side, and we saw it just a lot in the video last night, doing some plumping. If I wanted to plump up or have some roundness and bring some more life to my client's skin, I would use the hyaluronic acid. And then I would use to push it further into the skin. I would cut the galvanic on, hit it on positive, and roll that wand across where I place that product. And so basically, as I'm rolling, I'm pushing that product deeper into the skin. Okay. And also it says you can use it to tighten and calm the skin as well. So it's going to be great for anti-inflammatory if the skin becomes red. And also I would use this around the neck area, anywhere there are fine lines or wrinkles. The high frequency machine. Can anyone tell me what you remember about the high frequency machine?
It helps good with.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It helps good with pimples.
Okay, tell me how it helps good with pimples.
It kills the bacteria.
Yes, it can kill the bacteria. What else, you guys, does a high frequency machine do?
Helps produce collagen.
It's going to help produce that collagen. It's going to help build up
blood flow.
Reduce wrinkles and dark spots.
Yes, reduce wrinkles and dark spots. And really going back to, it's helpful with pimples. It's going to kill bacteria. It is going to reduce the size of the pimple and also the bruising. Many times you've seen people, probably your family members or yourself, but they will take their fingers and just kind of burst the pimples. That's the worst thing you could do, because you make the opening larger. Okay, that's why we do extractions, and the extractions keep whatever's coming out of a small opening. All right. So when you take your fingers and go about it the wrong way, you make that opening larger. Okay. And then when you start to pick at it, you can take bacteria from your hand and put it onto that pimple, that area. But not only that, if you continue to pick at it, you can cause bruising. This is where certain individuals, if you look, they would have like little dark spots. You can tell where the pimples were. And their skin may be, smooth in that area, but you can tell where the abrasion was because they picked at it. And so by going back behind, after we remove the debris out of the pimple, we're going to clean that area. It's going to kill bacteria. It's going to start to shrink that pore. So you'll probably never know where it came out of. And it's going to help with healing because it's not going to heal, and it's going to reduce bruising as well. So it's going to increase healing and it's going to reduce bruising. And you're not going to have those dark spots to know where your sore pimple was before. That's the high frequency machine. Can I use this for the face and the scalp? Can I use the high frequency for the face and the scalp?
Yes.
Yes.
You can absolutely use it for the face and the scalp. Can somebody give me the benefits of using it on you're not a hairdresser, but an esthetician can perform services on the scalp. How would you
Blood flow.
Help to stimulate the circulation.
help stimulate the blood flow, the blood circulation? Those edges, all that good stuff. Clients that have an itchy scalp, okay? What happens? You run that across, and it's gonna bring that blood flow. That blood flow is gonna help relieve that itchiness. Also, how can if I have a male client, how can I use this on a male client? If my male client had a beard and I could put the comb attachment on my high frequency, I could run that comb attachment through the beard, and it'll help the mane kind of tame that mane, the beard. So the beard won't be so tangled. It'll just kind of make it easier to handle. The spray machine. What do you know about the spray machine?
Spray machine.
It's attached to the dermabrasion machine. I talked about it. We can put our what in here instead of spraying this on the gauze. We can put our what in here. Yeah, we can put our toner in it. And so, yeah, there's a spray machine that connects to the dermabrasion machine. Oh. Let me turn here. I didn't get to flip that card on the high frequency. Utilizes alternating sinusoidal to produce a mild to strong heat effect. And you do know the more you crank it up, the more heat and penetration that you'll be able to feel. Spray machine, let's look at the definition. Spray misting device. All right, so instead of just spraying your toner, you can put it in the spray machine and it just sprays on the client. Hemolysis. First of all, when you see the word therm, the root word therm or thermal, you want to reference heat, okay? So it's a heat, and you got olysis, like a process. Let's see what it says. Heat effect used for permanent hair removal. We're talking about our laser machines now. Temporary, semi-permanent, and permanent. Temporary hair removal, when we get to hair removal, it's going to be our nair, depilatory, shaving. Semi-permanent is going to be our waxing, our sugaring. And permanent is going to be our lasering and electrolysis. That means we take this device, we go into this port, and we retard or burn off that root so that hair doesn't grow back. And so now we're talking about lasering. Sinusoidal current, all right? What's the root word? What word do you see in here? You see sinuses? Everybody should see sinuses. It says a smooth, repetitive, alternating current, the most commonly used alternating current wavelength used in high frequency machine and can produce heat. So when we're using a high frequency machine, we are using the sinusoidal. Yes. Okay, I had a distraction real quick. We're using sinusoidal current, all right? And it is a wavelength. All right. So that was that for aesthetics. We're going to pick back up tomorrow night of aesthetics for what I wanted to do. Let me get a little lash in. If you want to stick around for the lash review, you could do that. If not, I totally understand. I do want to give Kayla a little bit. And Kayla, we're going to look at some terms. for what are we gonna do? Kayla, do you want to do client safety and infection control? Or you want to do tools, products, and ingredients?
What I want to do? Yeah, I want to do.
This is gonna be a light review. Any minute, matter more.
Let's do tools, products. That's the ones I had to choose in between.
Yeah, these two.
All right. All right.
We'll choose something else. You want to do flashcards, or you want me to do?
We can do flashcards if that's easy.
Whatever you want. I want to make sure you get it. Yeah, let's just look at some terms.
Okay.
So it's only 11 of them, and we'll go back and do some more. Curve tweezer. So pretty much these are terms for okay, so skincare. This is I'm moving now into the lash study. So if you guys want to stick around, fine. If you don't, you're free to go. But I'm gonna study with Kayla for a little bit, and we're gonna go over some terms, getting her prepared for her state board prep. But remember, every aesthetic student have access to our lash training as well. So let's look at curve tweezer. So what do you think you use the curve tweezer for?
Isolation.
Isolation. Let's see. Gentle curve tip. Okay, typically used for isolation. Look at that girl. Good job, isolation, as well as precision placement of lash extensions. Okay. All right. Cyanoacrylate.
That's the ingredient.
Yes. Anytime I see that, you want to think it's about the adhesive, okay? And so you're right. It's the main component of eyelash extension adhesives. The main component, okay? And acrylate monomer. And monomer, when I hear about monomer, I think about nails, because you can't do acrylics without an monomer, okay? And so it has a curing effect. It what makes it, hard. It makes it stick. And so it's the same effect in nails, same effect in porcelain teeth, and the same effect in lash adhesive. Okay, it cures something, and it's used as an adhesive. Straight tweezers, what we do with those?
Isolate.
Okay, let's see. Long and narrow, ending in a tapered point, ideal for picking up and placing lash extensions. Okay, picking up. So our curve one, isolate, right? And then our straight one is going to be for picking up.
Okay.
And I know you may use it for different things, but when we look for reference to test, that's what we want to look for, okay?
Okay.
Formaldehyde. Ooh, that's another ingredient. Anything you know about formaldehyde? Let's turn. Colorless gas with a strong odor. It's a byproduct of curing cyanoacrylates. And so when we say byproduct, one thing I want to tell you that formaldehyde is banned in some countries. It's banned in some countries. You ever had someone that had they got a keratin treatment? We would put the product on the hair, blow dry the hair, flat iron the hair. When you flat iron the hair, the smoke gave off a formaldehyde gas, okay? That gas is supposedly was cancer causing. And so Also, they had it in formaldehyde tablets at one point. In Tennessee, when you went for your state board, you had to have the formaldehyde tablets in your kit. Okay. And we had to take the top off. It gave a really strong smell, but it has been known, or not known, but just so associated to possibly cause cancer. Everybody's using it. So it's a byproduct. So make sure you have your goggles and maybe your mask on as well when you are doing the lashing, because that thing in the ingredient in that adhesive that causes it to cure, that smell, what you're smelling could be is the byproduct, and that's the formaldehyde. So be very careful. And this is why there are different types of lash adhesives too. So when you go to shows and events, try to look for something, like always look for, I'm looking for the latest technology in the lash extensions, latest technology in the adhesive, because you're going to find products that may cost more, but it's going to eliminate this byproduct. It's going to be healthier for you and your clients because you're inhaling it. Round tweezers, what are you using those for?
Round tweezers?
Mm-hmm.
What do round tweezers look like?
I know, right?
I'm gonna look that one up.
It says round tweezers have rounded tips that make it ideal for safely removing tape, iPads, after a service is completed. So something that just
okay.
curved, they're just curved on the tip. All right. First, we have the root word hydro. Whenever you see hydro, Hydro, it's talking about in reference to water. Okay. Quinone, hydroquinone, let's turn, used as a stabilizing agent, make stable. Okay. Keeps our phenolactylate from curing in the bottle by stopping the polymerization process. So here we go. That was a lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So take your bottle, right? And you know how you shake it up? You can hear the liquid. So there's a stabilizing ingredient in the bottle that keeps it from getting hard. All right. So that's why you want to keep the top on the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
The polymerization process is all falls into that hardening process as well. PMMA, because I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. PMMA is a thickening agent. It's an ingredient, synthetic resin produced from the polymerization or the menthol. So here's how you explain this. You don't want something that's coming out liquidy and drippy, so they added a thickening agent. It's something that is created that they add inside of the adhesive. That's why it says it's in a synthetic resin. Okay, so it is an adhesive, but it's made for the product to become thicker. And so when we put that dot there, that dot stays there and doesn't drip down. Boot tip tweezer. Okay, a boot tip tweezer, L-shaped tweezer. Okay, has a sharply angled curved tip and mainly used to volume and mega volume lashing. So something that has a little more strength to it, they can get in there and add more. A slant tweezers. So what I'm looking at now, making sure you know the difference between the different tweezers. I know we may use our 1 and 2 that we're comfortable with, but there's so many other tweezers. So make sure you know the difference between the tweezers, because you may have a question that may talk about a boot tip tweezer, you know what I'm saying? Or a round tip tweezer. And you don't want to confuse it with anything else. So a slant tweezer, typically used for eyebrow shaping, however, can also be used for applying temporary strips or cluster eyelashes. So the author of this book is basically saying there are different tweezers to apply different type of lashes. So let's do a mental note in our study book. Say, okay, let's go back and read about the different types of tweezers. Let me read that part again, so you just understand what tweezers go with what type of lash application. Okay, polymerization.
Is that kind of like shock polymerization with you don't want to shock cure? That's another word for it, right?
With the adhesive.
Yeah, shock. It's called shock polymerization, but it's short for like shock curing. If you add,
Yeah,
if the
it
glue
is.
not dry, and you try to go in and you add like some bonder or something like that, turn white.
Yeah, and sometimes they use a primer first, and then they would do it, and they sometimes call it reverse, and like you said, shock. But yeah, it's that attempt to make it firm. But I'm glad that you're on here because I haven't seen you since we went to San Antonio. And in San Antonio, I took a class. It was a lash class. It was called LED lash class. So the lady, instead of using like another, like a different type of adhesive, she used sometimes they got adhesive for this type of lash, but she used an adhesive it was a gel adhesive. And I'm glad our aesthetic students on here too. So it's a gel adhesive. So she took the lash, put the adhesive on there. You put it on, you did the isolation, you added it in, okay? And then you cure it by cutting on the blue light or the red light, right? And that light stays steady right under right over that client's brow. And it was like something that you could remember, like the old school pagers or beepers. You could just take that and hold it over the eye, and it would cure. It used the LED light therapy, was curing the adhesive for the lash extensions. And she was saying that's how she can get a full set in 30 minutes by cutting the drying time. And she also was doing a hybrid of, pre-made also. But she was showing us how to cut down our time by adding the LEDs. I'm glad that you said that and we're talking about this question. But yeah, she used a gel-based adhesive. And I'm thinking it's probably the same adhesive. But when she put that light on there, I understood the science because I know that the LED drives. And so it's gonna drive, it's gonna make that adhesive dry faster. So I understood that. And I guess also it's just like when we purchase skincare products, based on what lashes that you're going to, what company you're going to go with, you got to make sure they have a little bit of everything that you need, from bonders to primers to different types of adhesives, just to make sure you're satisfying your clients because you may have to use something that's a little stronger. And we all know, with us going through the lash course, there are different types of adhesives. The different ingredients will tell you how long this adhesive is going to keep these lashes on this client's eyes, on the hair, the lash extensions. And when you have lash adhesive that's dark black, that black pigment, it is a longer curing time. It's a longer curing time for those lashes to sit. Thank y'all. I'm almost there. Hold on one moment. Yeah. So polarization. Carbon black. Ooh, I just talked about this.
It's the ingredient in the glue that makes it black.
There you go. It's the dark black powder used as a pigment in coloring agent and adhesives. Okay. One thing we do need to know that I just said that carbon black, it can cause the adhesive not to dry as just like that. You know, sometimes I'm snapping my fingers. You want the adhesive to boom. Okay, but because of that added ingredient, it kind of slows it down a little bit. Not slow down like it's gonna take a long time. You just gotta hold the fan up there just a little bit more. Okay, but now I would like my lash people on here to research the LED, the LED lash extensions, because that LED light, incorporating that into the lash extension, is probably gonna kill the game. Probably gonna kill the game. You are gonna probably get more clients out of there. And I gotta find the flyer. I need to go back online and see who is that taught that class, so I can look them up online so you guys can see them. But yeah, that was that. Let me look at the slides really quick and see if we go back to the tweezers. Okay, we got our ingredient breakdown. And so it's funny that we have this here. It says drying versus curing. So a lot of times, you know, we use the fan. The curing would definitely come in. Think about they use the LED in the nail shop for the gel nails. That light would come in and that actually would increase the speed of your curing, okay, of the curing versus drying. The tweezers, okay, multi-use, the tweezers. They made it a point to talk about the tweezers, so let's just check out the tweezers. Stainless steel tweezers, and titanium tweezers. Here's your type of tweezers. So I'm gonna say learn to put the picture with the name of the tweezer. Okay, boot tip tweezers, curved tweezers, and of course we got our straight tweezers, slanted tweezers. This is what round tweezers look like. Okay, and this is considered a multi-use tools or separation tools, and of course J stones and things of that nature. But tonight I'm gonna say review your tweezers, and let's come back for a review next week, and we'll pick up. I'm gonna see if I can find that lady. But really, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay right here. I'm gonna go. What was that? What was that show called, Miss India? If you're on here in Premiere, San Antonio, I think.
Yeah, it was Premier San Antonio.
Okay.
That's it.
Let me go to education. Okay, here's the show program. I think I went to that class on Monday. Skincare. Okay, we had dermaware, Pro Sale. Makeup, lashes, brow lamination class. Hold on. Here it is. Eva Lash. Okay, I want y'all to look up that. Eva Lash Beauty Corp. 40-minute lash service with LED light system. Okay? 40-minute lash service with LED light system. So Kayla, check them out and let me know what you find on her. But she did a really good class. And she introduced the LED there. So y'all, LED is everywhere. And I was really intrigued. I really wanted to buy the system. And then when I saw the LED machines, I know for me, I could have found it cheaper. So that's why I didn't purchase it like you. But I'm going to go back and do some research on that. All right. We good for the night, y'all?
Yes, have a great night.
Okay, clock for 9.
Hey, I have a question, Kayla.
Hold on, let me stop share. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Who had a question?
Kayla.
Kayla. Okay, hey Kayla.
So, I need to do my PCI so I can go ahead because I'm trying to move. Got engaged, so I'm trying to move to Nashville by January. So I really need to take my
Okay, so you need to be
boards.
put in the system again.
Well, I don't think I've been put in the system, I don't think.
Did you
Because
get an email from PSI?
no, ma'am.
Okay, so send me a message, DCI Cosmo,
Okay.
and attention to Miss Richardson. I need to schedule to take my test, and so she knows what that means. That means we're gonna put you into the system, right? And then within 48 hours, PSI send you an email that says it's ready for you to create your account.
And
Once
I
you
need
create your
to
account, then you can
contact.
schedule your test, huh?
Who I need to contact again?
Oh, just send an email to DCI Cosmo,
Okay. Email.
and you can say Miss Cox, Miss Richardson. You put both our names on there.
Okay.
And do it because today I gave her a list of people to put in. So she can add you to the list, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
And so within 48 hours, well, what she's supposed to do is once she puts you in there, she's supposed to call you and let you know, and you're supposed to check your email within those 48 hours, right? If you don't see it, we need to put you in again because sometimes the system may not take it on the first go round, but that's why we call to stay in contact.
Okay.
And then you can go on there and schedule your account, schedule your test, create your account, and then schedule your test, okay?
Yes.
All right. So send that email over, we'll get on it tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Y'all have a blessed and amazing night. It's a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
You too. Okay.